the colours are totally wrong. It should go to green when you're recording, shouldn't it?
It should.
Green means go.
Green is go. Red.
Go, start, go. Green. Red means stop.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't make sense.
That confused me right away from the first day we did it. I did it wrong because I thought, well, green is go.
Yeah.
And Ari goes, you didn't record nothing.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, the promoter and the pro.
Promoter and the pro.
Episode 7.
So,
7. Somewhere around there.
I think it's 7.
We didn't do one last week.
No. What was happening last week?
Life, busy.
Yeah.
Kids are on school holidays.
That's right. Yes. Wow. But we're back.
We're back.
And we had our launch of our season a week ago.
Yes.
And that was really good. We had, I think we had about 51 people.
Lots of newbies?
Well, they're all newbies, really. The seminar is for newbies.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a few sort of returning competitors, but that's what the seminar's for. It's for the newbies.
Mm-hmm.
Really don't know much. But it was good.
Yeah,
it's always good. It's always exciting because it is, to me, that's when you have the seminar, that's the launch of the season.
The official start.
Yep.
Although most people have already started their prep.
They've already started prep, but yeah. And then yesterday, we started the posing classes.
Yeah.
And we had good turnouts. Esther had good turnout down south, and we had a really good turnout here. So posing classes are now running. So they're going to be running every Sunday, 11 o'clock here at the gym, and 12 o'clock at Esther's gym at Rinella. Awesome. So north suburbs, Paraka, southern suburbs, Rinella. Just go on to the ICN SA Instagram page. Wednesday, I'll always put up the times just to confirm it. And then they're shared on the story throughout the week.
They're important to go to.
Very important. And it was good seeing everyone there. They were all keen and eager and awkward. And
Yeah. Well, the first one's always
well,
awkward.
that's right. Yeah, but that's what it's about.
Good practice.
Yes.
I think they're great to go to. I think we've talked about it once before because at least then you can be realistic with the expectations of how you look comparing yourself to other people.
That's right.
So then you get an idea of am I ahead? Am I behind? Do I need to work harder? And then each week, am I making progress? Am I seeing other people make progress? Yeah, it's a good for the...
Sometimes, though, it is frustrating. I've been to posing classes week after week and I see people that don't change.
Yeah.
And I think that's when it's time to talk to your coach.
Yeah.
And that's a good segue.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
So you want to actually talk about accountability?
How to be a good client.
Yep.
Yeah. Like how to be coachable.
Yep.
Honesty is the biggest thing. I mean, I guess that's with anything, like friendships, relationships.
That's right.
Communication and honesty.
Yep. So
I've had a few clients where I've been doing their check-ins. Actually, this is one story. So this one dude is doing great every week. From 10 weeks out, we do it weekly to make sure they're actually hitting the targets. And then I did his check-in. Then the next week he was up 2%, and I'm like, what the fuck happened, man? What did you do? And he's like, oh, I didn't do as much of my cardio and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, well, that doesn't make any sense. How could you put on 2%? Then the next week, his dad came with him to the check-in. I don't know why his dad was there. He was just hanging out. And his dad was like, oh, yeah, so he had a bit of a Easter snack accident, and there was a lot of Uber Eats being delivered as well. And I'm like, well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And he didn't tell me.
Didn't tell you, yeah.
Yeah, snack accident. So that was a running joke. He's competing again this year.
Yeah.
And this time he hasn't had a snack accident. But
I know the guy you're talking about. He actually looks good now. I've seen it. He's looking really good 12 weeks out.
Yes. Yeah. I think also because he's already competed once before and now doing it again. He has the expectation. He knows you can't have a snack accident.
But that's a classic example of being honest to your coach. Yeah. Because in the end, you would have gone away from that thinking, what the hell?
What have I done?
Yeah, what the hell's going on? What am I going to do? But if he told you, you would have known straight away, all right, dude, we're going to take away a bit of food.
Yeah. Well, you've done the crime. Now you got to do the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So honesty is great because look, the skin folds are amazing because they tell me what's actually happening with your body. But you got to give good actual feedback as well. All right, this is what your body's doing, but you tell me, how are you doing? Are you doing good? Are you feeling great? Are you sleeping well? How's your energy? Are you following the food plan or your macros properly? How are your bowel movements? How's your stress? All of those kinds of things. And a lot of people Well, they repress things, so they don't share, or they've done something wrong and they'll like guilt, shame, and hide it from me, which then doesn't help them. I mean, like me as a coach, I just want the best for my clients, regardless of their placings and whatnot. I just want them to enjoy the process and have fun competing. So then they do it again. Like, this is a great sport.
That's right.
So like, I'm never going to berate my client and be like, oh, you fucked up, like putting them in the bin. Like, I'll be like, all right, well, you made a mistake. What can we do to rectify it? Like, we'll work out a plan together and we'll get past this.
Yep.
Honesty.
Yeah. And really people are paying you for a service.
Yeah.
So it's like going to the mechanic and just going to the mechanic. Oh, can you do service on my car? Is your car all right? Yeah, everything's fine. But the tappets are fucked and bottom end's knocking, but you're not telling the dude,
Back tire
eventually
keeps
he'll
leaking
find out.
Yeah.
He'll go, dude, you didn't tell me, like, this is rooted in your car.
Yeah.
I could have fixed it.
Yeah. Just let me know.
Yeah, that's right. So, and I've had cases of that where people have come up to me and talked about their diet and their concerns about something. And I said, well, have you had a chat to your coach? Well, no. Well, you're paying that coach for a service, so you've got a right to ask any questions. And if your coach makes you feel uncomfortable for that, well, that's not right either.
No.
Yeah.
No, honesty again.
Yeah.
Any question is a good question. Like, the more that someone understands what they're actually doing, they're more likely going to stick to it. Like, if I'm like, oh, you need to, do your cardio fasted in the morning, they'll be like, well, why do you have to do that? And I'm like, well, if you do it, it might help you with this kind of process or something or other. But like, you got to ask the questions to find out things anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of people, just hide everything away.
Yeah.
That, or like, only listen to your coach. Like, there's no point asking this mate that's competed and this other person that's competed and getting all this different information. Just listen to the one person that you're actually paying their service for. You're
paying for the service for. That always gets me. Like, I said, you are paying this person. So, ask them. Don't go around. Otherwise, what's the point of you doing that?
Look, everyone's got a different methodology leading into a comp. So, like, if a particular coach might have a certain method that they use in order to help their clients get to a particular goal, and then another coach has a different style.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still calorie deficit, but like, stick to the one person and don't get yourself confused by listening to all these different facets and all these different information portals that you potentially could use, because they might not be what has been intended for you the whole time.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that can be frustrating.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think the take-home message from that really is, to be coachable, you need to be honest. I mean, that really is the number one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honest. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a bodybuilding competition.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Put too much pressure on yourself about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. And that sort of leads a little bit about even the different bodybuilding federations that are around. Everyone's got their own different criteria.
Yes.
All the federations have got different criteria. In the end, one doesn't make one right or the other one wrong. No, that's just the criteria for that federation. That's the criteria for this federation.
Yep.
So in the end, I think that's a good thing. I think they should be a little bit different.
It has to be a point of difference.
That's right, and I think that makes it good. If every federation, and in the end, look, the overall concept of running a bodybuilding show is pretty much the same. Mm-hmm. There's not much more you can do different. In the end, you're judging people on stage through different processes, and the only difference is the criteria. Mm-hmm. One federation might have half turns, one federation might have quarter turns, and in the end, one federation might say, you can leave your hair up when you turn around. ICN would like you to take your hair away because we want to actually see your back development in all the divisions. But what we'll do is the next episode, we'll start going through each division and explaining all the ICN criteria.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yeah. So in the meantime, the entry now is live at iCompete for the South Australian titles. So if you're not sure on how to enter, you can just send me a message, or if you go to both of our social media pages, Facebook or either Instagram, pinned, the first story pinned in each site is how to enter. There's step-by-step instructions on how to enter. It takes 5 minutes.
It's pretty straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward. A lot of people will tell me, I'm not sure which division I'm still going to go into. And that's fine. You can still enter and just pick maybe, just still if you're a girl, maybe just pick bikini for now, because you can change your entry.
Edit.
And you don't have to pay for anything until 1 week before the show.
Yeah.
So in the end, just enter. That way you get into my mailing system, and that's really important.
Yeah.
And I start sending out emails.
So
just pick one division. And as you get closer to the show, you can go back, log back in, and you can edit your entry, and you can then change or add more divisions, everything.
Yeah.
So, but at least if you enter, you are then in my system, in my mailing system, and I'll start sending out emails.
I know it helps you out heaps to know how many people are competing, so you can start, organising for the show.
Well, that's right. I mean, it is, look, we all sort of have to allow for a big show.
Yeah.
And in the end, that's what you have to do. But the sooner everyone enters, the easier the job becomes.
Yeah.
The sooner I can get order of events sent out and organised and finalised, everything like that. But if everyone left it like until the one last minute,
which heaps of people do,
which they heaps do, then I've got 48 hours of non-stop work trying to get everything done.
Yeah.
But then that's the way it is.
Well, if you're competing, and you would know like 12 weeks out if you're competing, right?
That's right.
Just enter the damn comp.
Yeah, exactly right. And look, all you have to do is, like I said, you don't have to pay any entry fees. You just need to do your ICN membership. That's it. And that spreads your costs out too. So you're not leaving everything until 1 week before the show.
Yeah.
If you do that now, create your profile in iCompete, upgrade to premium, that cost is out of the way now. Yep. And then you don't have to pay any entry fees until 3 days out from the show.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's right. But at least if you enter then, I've got you in the system, and that's really important.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, next week, what we'll do.
You said you had a question for me.
I did. Oh, yes, I did have a quick question. This is a training question that I wanted to put to you, as if you're training now someone for weight training.
Okay.
In the gym. Or you personally, when you train, do you go to failure on everything?
No.
No.
Not every single exercise.
No.
Why's that?
No, well, that's because I was talking to one guy here at the gym just now, and he goes, I go to failure on everything that I do, every set that I do. And I said, maybe you should,
Shit, my central nervous system will be shot.
Well, that's the next thing we're saying, man, I just feel so destroyed and wrecked. And I'm there, well, that could be the problem.
Yeah.
And look, I used to have that mentality too. I actually used to train just about to failure on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was destroyed all the time. And since I got my coach powerlifting, I very rarely go to failure. Today I went to failure because that was part of the program. But next week we start again and we go very shy of failure. And now all my accessories too, I don't go to failure. It's always leave 1 or 2 reps in reserve.
Yeah.
And 2, I'm still progressing. I'm getting stronger, but I sure do feel a lot better body-wise.
Yeah. I give all my clients like an RPE. I'll be like, RPE of out of 10. It might be like, this set, I want you to do an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
This exercise, go to failure with this one, but then certain other ones might be like 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'll be like the big exercises, I'll try to always bust my nut out.
Yeah, I think
squats,
the big compound.
deadlift,
exactly
bench.
right.
But when it comes to like a pec fly, I'm not going to failure on that.
Yeah.
I want to feel it as much as I can. And once I start cheating and other muscle groups are coming in, then I'll leave it.
Yeah. Excellent. That's just food for thought, everyone.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. If you've got any questions, send them through to us on our Instagram pages and we'll answer them. But next week we'll start by going through a few divisions, and we'll go through the criteria, what's involved, why we do it, etc., and things like that.
Wicked.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Woo.